Hi guys, welcome back to another chapter day series. I hope you guys are doing fine and staying all right. It's another chapter, another day, another series, and the end of a week. No, today's not. I keep on confusing Saturday and Sunday. Like, quarantine has just made me mess up my weekends, but nonetheless, we're almost reaching the end of the week. July has really gone by very quickly, but yeah. 8 more days until we're done with the book of Deuteronomy, guys. Just I can't just, take this in. Like 8 more days and we're done. This is such huge progress, and I'm so grateful to God for bringing us this far. But yeah, we're almost done. We're making gradual progress. We're gonna reach our point at some point. We're gonna reach it and we're gonna finish the whole Bible. But yeah, yesterday we read Deuteronomy chapter 4, which talked about the duty of a brother to his sister-in-law when her husband passes away. And it was kind of like controversial for me in today's society, because the chapter said if you're a man and your brother's supposed to die, you're supposed to marry your sister-in-law or take the responsibilities of being a father for her family. And I feel like in today's society, everyone's gonna be like, why do you want to marry your sister-in-law? Why do you have to take responsibility and stuff like that? So that's for the controversialist. But yeah, today we're reading Deuteronomy chapter 25, and it was pretty short. It was 19 verses, I remember. Yeah, it was 19 verses, pretty short, and it talked about the duties and rights, things we're supposed to do, and also how we react in certain situations. Now, I found this really interesting because I realized that most of our troubles, we kind of have the willpower to control some of our troubles. Now, if you think about it in this perspective, that your reactions kind of build up your troubles, they make most of your troubles. If you react in an explicit manner, if you react in a very bad or negative manner, to tribulations or to tempting times, you're very bound to have troubles. But if you react calmly and just carefree at that point of tribulation, in the face of tribulation, you're not prone to, have any troubles. So more or less, we tend to have the willpower to choose our troubles. We choose our battles sometimes. So yeah, I really found that intriguing, and most of the time I'm always praying to God, Lord, please just give me grace over my anger, so that in times of tribulation, I don't have to, react negatively or react in any explicit or angry manner, because that's just too much trouble in one sitting. So yeah, you have the willpower, you have the strength to choose some of your troubles. And yeah, another verse that stood out to me, a verse that actually stood out to me in this chapter, was from verse 5 to verse 10. It's actually pretty long, but let me just summarize it. It says, if a brother, or no brother, a man is supposed to, lose his brother, he's supposed to step up and take, control, or act as a father for his sister-in-law's family. That's what we talked about yesterday. Now it says, if the brother is like, no, I don't want to take responsibility, the wife is going to take the brother's sandals in front of the priest and the elders, and she's going to spit on the man's feet. Now, sincerely, on my Bible, I literally highlighted from verse 5 to verse 10, the verse that I just explained. I was like, interesting, because I looked at it in this, except from looking at it in this perspective that it was written in, I also looked at it at this perspective of when someone has a child and they're like, okay, I don't want to take care of this child, I don't want to have anything to do with this child, because at the moment it doesn't, fit me. At the moment I'm not capable of doing it. But you don't just put that child aside and act like, okay, you don't exist, or okay, you're a feeling, whenever I think about you I will just like talk to you. No, that's not right. You don't just put them aside like they're just some tangible material that's just going to deteriorate when they're done. No, you don't treat them like waste. And really, I just thought, wow, so many people in the world today just, they have kids and they just abandon them, and they just act like, okay, at this moment in time I cannot take care of this child, therefore I'm flinging the child. Why bother even having children if you're not going to, be responsible and be a grown-up and take care of the child? I mean, you brought the child into this earth, so you might as well just take care of the child. And I really just saw it in that perspective that, wow, some people do that today. But yeah, nonetheless, that was done for. And today I really read an inspiring I didn't read, I listened to an inspiring podcast this morning that talked about the reasons why of what the reasons we build a relationship with God. Now she talked about use stress and stress, the stress that we know, and use stress. She said stress is, external problems and things that we go through, but you stress are things that are internal. You intentionally do them. So external stress are things that are definite, they're sure to happen. But internal stress are things that the stress that we go through to achieve a goal. And she asked the question that was really mind opening at that moment. She said, when you're building a relationship with God, through it be waking up in the morning and having a morning routine and just dedicating your morning to Him, or having an evening routine, or just praying to, listen to God and to hear what God is telling you. She asks that when you do that, are you classifying it as external stress, or are you classifying it as internal stress? So let me just make it more clear. When you're trying to build a relationship with God, the things that you have to do to build that relationship with God, to help that relationship blossom and maintain that relationship with God. Do you classify those things that you go through as external stress, meaning it's definite, meaning, okay, building a relationship with God is something that I just have to do. I have to do it because someone in the pulpit said I should do it, or because someone, over a podcast said I should do it, or because everyone's doing it so I'm doing it? Or do you take it as internal stress because when I'm building this relationship with God, my life is going to become better, or when I'm doing this, it's healthy and it's good and it's just amazing for my mind, or God is worthy of me waking up in the morning and giving Him all my time? And really, it just was a big eye opener to me, because I feel this is very understated in Christianity. We always just like to think, okay, whatever the person on the pulpit said we should do, we do it. We forget that when we die, which we all will, we're going to be judged individually. That person on the pulpit, and no hate against pastors, that person on the pulpit isn't going to put us under their umbrella, because I feel this is how Christianity is right now, where everyone's like, okay, my pastor is going to put me under their righteousness. It's kind of like, okay, let me say there's like a big storm happening outside, and you're going out, you're coming back from somewhere, and you didn't take an umbrella, and you're like, okay, I'll go under my pastor's umbrella. I'm sure that umbrella is going to protect me. I don't need my own umbrella to protect me from the storm. I'll just go under my pastor's umbrella. But what if your pastor doesn't have enough space to protect you from the rain because he wants to protect himself? What will you then do? Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm saying it's good. Go to church, worship with brethren, listen to, the pastors. But remember, some of the pastors are false prophets, which is another chapter, which is another talk for another chapter. But yeah, go to church, worship with brethren. But don't forget to build a relationship with God. Don't forget to have your own umbrella to protect you from the rain. Because guess what? When God's going to judge us, He's not going to judge you and the other people your pastor made to become righteous. No, He's going to judge you individually. And now when you go up to God, you're going to be like, okay, I was under my pastor, but you never actually created a personal or intimate relationship with God. I see situations that baffle me each time, where people call their pastors daddy and they call God God. I don't, yeah, and maybe you might find that weird, but for me, I'm just like, wow, you call your pastor daddy, you're building this personal and intimate relationship with your pastors, but when it comes to God, you're just forgetting about Him, and it's really sad that in our generation today, especially my generation, we're just forgetting God because the whole world is forgetting God. We're acting like God doesn't exist because the whole world wants to act like God doesn't exist. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? We call ourselves Christians. Why do we have to let the world influence what we think? Why do we have to hide what we believe? Because the world wouldn't appreciate it. The Bible already said that Christians are going to, people are going to hate them because of what they believe. The Bible already said that. So it's something that's definite. People are getting killed each day because they believe in Christianity. It's something that is definite. But would you rather be on this earth and be, marrying with, people that are non Christians or don't believe in you just so you feel among? Or would you rather be with God? And it's really sad, but it's something that I can't stop, but rather I just pray and I ask to God. Each day I pray to God and I'm like, Lord, please let more and more people truthfully accept you as your personal Lord and Savior from your heart, because nowadays we're just all Christians for the world and not Christians for God. And I'm not judging anyone, but I'm just saying this is something that's happening in society. But yeah, you guys should stay safe and, see you guys in tomorrow's chapter. Bye.